All right, hello, welcome to Ben's OP Game Show, recorded live at 8 p.m. Pacific Time every Sunday, twitch.tv/TheGameFanatics. I'm Ben, your humble host, I guess. Not, am I humble? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I'm joined by Logan.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw. And rootin' tootin' lootin' shootin' man, Joel.
Damn O'Driscoll's at it again.
Those O'Driscolls. I forgot about the O'Driscolls.
Damn.
Remember Red Dead?
I do. Remember that.
A
Yeah.
long time ago.
Uh-huh. It was like 6 months ago, but sure, let's just pretend it was years.
That's a long time
ago.
in the video game world.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
If you're not playing like a live service game, that's a long time.
it is a live service. It's Red Dead Online. Is anyone playing that? No.
I remember being so excited
Dead
for Red Dead
Zone.
Online, and then I played it, and I was like, I don't want to be in this world anymore.
I just don't want to play that with other people. I don't know.
They had some fun game modes, but I was just like, I don't want to be in this world anymore. I want a car.
I want a
I
car.
want a laser.
A horse is not a car.
It can be.
Gosh. But today, where do you want to start? You want to start with Dreams, or do you want to start with Katana Zero?
Well,
Start
you
with
have
Dreams,
Dreams
'cause
on this-
I really want to see. Yeah, we have Dreams on the screen. I want to hear about it.
Connie.
Connie! So Connie is the
What
name.
the fuck is Connie?
Connie is the name of that little orange triangle lady. They named her Connie, and the other guy's
Gotcha.
like Cuthbert or whatever. And so basically, I streamed 4 hours of this, and it was almost all the tutorial, like the beginning tutorials, because there's so many other tutorials. But it is extremely impressive, and even their tutorials are very in depth a lot of times, to the point of like, okay, you're really belaboring the point of here's like, oh, did you know how to do this? You can do that, and they're like telling you really slowly, but if you need that information, it really lays it out there and walks you through it in a nice way. There's some stuff that's like, yeah, I understand what rotating means. All right. You know, and you can see me, like, if you could hear this, I'm like going to the next step because like, oh yeah, let me just move this. And then the guy, all right, are you ready? Let's do the thing. Well, Connie, she's got to get over there. And I'm like, pick it up, guy. He just talks way too slow. And they had this problem with Little Big Planet as well. It's just way too slow. The way
They were trying to make it so like quirky. And
Yeah,
that's the
it's like
problem. It's like, just tell me what to do.
it can be, but it could still be quirky and fun and not take so long to get there. I mean, this is a step 4 of 7 on the screen where there's like videos for each one. This is a 3-minute video, and it's literally about rotating something. Like, okay, there's a bunch of different ways to rotate. I get that. I got that through the video. I could get that in a minute and a half, not 3 minutes. I don't need to hear how cute Connie and Cuthbert and their weird fake world. I just tell me how to rotate. Tell me how to get to it. It's a little slow, but whatever. It's very in-depth, and when it does get complicated, I did a logic tutorial where you're pulling wires everywhere, just like you remember in Little Big Planet making those crazy circuit diagrams.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you need a little more information. And that's helpful to have that more information. Anyway, to get more, this is a very, very cool tool set. I still don't see a game here, but whatever. I don't think there is a game here, to be honest. This is a tool set, and you're going to play other things in it, and those things may or may not even be games. Because a lot of the stuff is like, oh, I made a tree. Let me upload my tree. Or I made a music file. Let me upload that. And then someone can take that and put it in their level. And someone can edit that music file, put it in their level, edit it in there, release that as a remix. And it's music, so it's a remix. But you could remix someone's tree. You could download someone's tree, add a bunch of pigs onto it or whatever. And now it's Pig Tree, and it's a remix of someone's tree. Like, it's very in-depth and comprehensive in that respect, and it's very fast to get to those objects. When I started making like just a blank canvas, right, and I was looking for stuff, you just press a button, go to the search to find stuff, and oh, objects, I want trees, let me pick that tree, and it's there. Like, it's there and I'm placing it. And that's for any object that people have made in Dreams. It's very fast and snappy. It was not the the little big planet, here's 30 seconds of loading time to get to someone's level, and then when you get there you're like, this is trash, and so you leave and it's another 30 seconds, and then you gotta find, like, it was not that experience. And I did actually play a couple other people's levels and tool around, and you can really bounce for them really quickly. I went to one and it was a dinosaur, and you could control the dinosaur and run around, and someone had sculpted this elaborate dinosaur, and I'm running around as this stupid little dinosaur, and then I could go into the history of that object and not only find that user and thumbs them up and all that shit, I could find that user and find that, oh, they didn't make this 3D model, they just animated it. And then I looked at the original 3D model and I popped into their thing and I got real close to it and examined this crazy Tyrannosaurus. It's a really, really cool kind of whole setup they made for it, and how the tools work together in terms of finding other objects and other things. And I really like this. But I guess what it comes down to is it's very in-depth, very comprehensive. This whole editor as a whole, there's just so many functions, so many tools, that it's hard to really get a handle on them in a lot of respects of, well, why does this work or why does that not work? And you can press L1 plus square and then see the object, like the properties for every object, and there's all these menus within menus for each object. It's really cool. And I settled on what this is, I think yesterday, after we talked, Joel, where this is something I would want on my PC. This is something I would want with a right click, just so I could have those like shortcuts and everything. Doing this with a controller, it works, and it works better than it probably should, but it needs that finer tune. It needs being able to, like, something that I do a lot in Unreal or whatever, is you can set the coordinates for things, and that's just by like clicking the object and typing in a number in a text box. And if I wanted to do that here, I have to put the object, go to it like L1 square, find where it is, press X, plus on the X, and drag that there. It's just a little more convoluted, but the tools are all there and they totally work. And I'm sure you've seen the stuff people have put online. It's very, very impressive, and I don't really understand how some of these people are doing some of these things in this editor, and that's really cool, and I'm excited to play more of it and all of that.
Do you think like it's taking people a lot of time to create this stuff, or do you think some people are just getting so good at it
I don't know.
that it's not that hard?
I certainly got...
Probably both.
Yeah, it's probably both. I mean, it takes a while to learn the controls. That's one of the big things, is moving around the space and then pressing a different button to zoom in faster, or this other button to control the height instead of how you fly around. And you're pressing a lot of buttons almost constantly, just buttons all the time, and that's fine, but it does give it a learning curve of like, god damn, I'm pressing every single button. There's different combos and commands, and it's cool though. I did get into it. I did learn how to do things. You find how to make stuff snap to a grid. You find how to repeat objects easily, and then it starts getting into the logic tutorials I did, which are, oh, let's give this object health, and then when it touches that, it's just... some of these tutorials I think could be better at explaining what's going on. Also, especially once we got to the logic ones, where I'm supposed to make this object have health, and here's how you do it, right? You take the health object and you stamp it on the dude's face, and now he has a health bar. I'm like, okay, that makes sense, but it didn't explain that if you do that, like, you didn't explain that stamping it onto the object is what was inheriting that task, if that makes any sense. Like, it is really weird here. But if I had put that object of health just next to the guy, I couldn't figure out a way to make that his health bar. I had to stamp it onto them. And it didn't explicitly say to me, hey, you can stamp these widgets onto things and they'd automatically give it that property and not make it as confusing. And that goes into the other menus too for these switches, where it's like, why are some of these things described as they are? Why is it implemented like this, where you're still drawing lines and they're connected with little strings and stuff? But God, it just gets really confusing sometimes. And there's the one timer. It's like a simple timer, right? Oh, I just want it to count. That's easy. But it had a output for when the timer's done, and then when the timer's done, but it'll only send the signal once. But it didn't call it that. It called it like a timer pulse. I'm like, why are you calling this a timer pulse? I would not assume that means the timer has ended. I would assume that's like, I don't know, it ticks every second. I don't know. So some things are just very, I don't know, confusing.
I remember watching that part, and that's when that one guy kept trying to give you like help or something like that.
He kind of tried to help, but I was not looking at the chat because I wanted to figure it out.
Yeah, that's what I figured too.
It was very much like, God, why isn't this working? There's like, to make a switch that when you press it makes a drawbridge go up. And when you're off of it or it's on a timer, right? So when you leave, you have 5 seconds to get across the bridge. Makes sense. But to do that requires 3 objects, when I really feel like a switch toggle, like that you walk on, should be just something you place in the world, and then you draw a string and say on, off, yes, no, like that's it. But it had all these other rule sets, which does make it more in depth and intricate of what you can do. But I don't, and it was just a weird way to do it. There was no way, like I tried to later add in background music to the level I was making, and I had to go to the sound, whatever, insert a sound timeline, and then find someone's song and paste it into the timeline. And you can do all this stuff, like it's just like an audio editing tool. It literally is, where you could put a song in there, and I could put another person's song, like mix them together, and maybe they're playing at the same time, or maybe there's a spooky ghost a minute in that I want to play, whatever. I could do that all in that timeline, but I couldn't just press a button and say, hey, what are the settings for this level? There's this background music playing, this is the health value of the main character. Like, nothing default like that. Something as simple as putting background music should not require as many steps as it did, especially when you know that's like a really simple option. Most people don't want to add a bunch of extra shit, and if they do, you have that for them. But just like simple solution, there is not a simple solution for any problem. Every problem is as complex as it could be to solve. Put it that way.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird how it does it. And it's like the controls, besides the controls, when you die, it would pop you in a weird spot. Or when you switch back from edit to play mode, it's always popping you all over the place. And this tutorial camera is always there, just in the way. I don't know. But this like gripes against it because I think it's really cool and very impressive. It's not a mass market product by any stretch of the imagination. I really don't understand why it exists, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. But it's cool. I've enjoyed my time with it. I don't know if I recommend it. I recommend it if you're interested in game design and stuff like that. But if you're just, I want to play things in Dreams, probably not the time to do that, because I haven't gone looking yet, but it's only been like a week, not even. So we'll see what kind of happens. And that's the other thing. This really needs a book. I told this to you, Joel. This game needs a text PDF I can pull up on my computer and go, how do I get to that? Let me Control F this, instead of trying to figure it out in that godforsaken menu. Another reason why a computer is better for this. Just, Control F, rotate. Oh, here's all the stuff that can rotate stuff. Boom. Now I know what every single option does. As opposed to this, I'd have to open up the tool and then like hover over it for a second, and then the tooltip pops up, and I have to hope I understand what it's saying. And also, I forgot to mention, it's all motion controls, like mouse on the screen, basically. And so I have to hover over that and not move my hands while I think about this problem, because I'm trying to read the tooltip and figure out what exactly this does. But then, oh no, I moved in my chair. Now I gotta scroll back over and hover over the tooltip again, because I can read it. Just give me a guide. Give me the rule book on my computer, because it's pretty well nonsense, especially when there's so much in here. And a lot of people would probably benefit from just a PDF of this. If any game should come with a manual, it's this one.
Yeah. I think about, like, first of all, like, imagine learning all this stuff and then leaving the game for, like, maybe a few weeks to go play something else and then trying to come back to it.
I've never gotten that with games. I can come back to them whenever. It never has bothered me. This would be more complicated, but
yeah.
It's kind of one of those things that once you learn it, it'll take a minute to get back into it, but it's not that crazy. It's just the way it controls and feels. It's all stuff you've done before, but not at like all at once, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
It works well, better than I thought. Much better than I thought. Especially the tutorials themselves are actually somewhat comprehensive, at least to learn the basics. I don't know.
I'm interested to see what comes out of it.
Yeah,
Mainly, like to see what kind of crazy shit people make.
we'll see how long it starts taking because they made a bunch of cool stuff in that 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
we shall see. We shall see.
So when you are looking at other people's creations and you're like, oh, look at this dinosaur that's animated and it's really cool how it's doing it, can you like download it and then look into it and see how it's doing it?
Yeah.
Like how it is being animated.
Yeah.
So you can learn that way too, right? Like, oh,
Yeah,
how did they do this?
I guess you
Oh, wow, that's
could.
interesting.
I downloaded a dragon, and because I was just, let me find a character. Oh, cool, a dragon. I just picked just like this Chinese dragon, and in its properties there was a list of animations and stuff like that, and even that was just in my own level. I could have opened up the dragon in its kind of own window, I guess, for the lack of way to describe it, like on a computer, and I could have totally dug into it and seen how they did the sculpt for it. That stuff I still haven't done, like all the art, how to make all that shit. There's just still half the tutorials, but yeah, you
Oh
can
my God.
pretty much anything you can look at and edit and just see. I have it. Maybe there is some way to be like, no, this is protected. You can use it, but you can't edit it. Like, just can't edit rights, but I haven't seen, I don't know if that exists. I haven't seen anything like that. For everything I saw, it was just take it and do it.
Yeah. And right, that's the core concept of it is everyone can create little things, whether it be a song or a model or a level, and you throw it out into the giant cloud of
Dreams.
content, and anyone can grab from it and make their own edits to it, make it into their own level. And so you're going to see huge collaborations.
Yeah.
Like, I can see like a Dream subreddit opening up on Reddit, everyone being tasked to like make a level or something, and then they create this like huge game, and then everyone can just play through it, and like just like a consistent story or something.
Yeah. I don't know how that works. Like, I don't know if you can, like connect levels together. This is level 1, and then when you beat it, you go to level 2. I don't know how.
Okay.
I don't know if you can do that. I'm not sure if you could do persistent stats, like if you wanted to make a RPG and then you go into the cave and then you go into the outside world. I don't know if you can connect those two and make it how you would make a game in a normal game engine where you could just go back and forth on the levels because they're your levels and whatever. That remains to be seen. I don't exactly know. There's just so much. There's so much to go into.
You're looking at a game making game, basically,
and it's a full featured tool set, really. I mean,
just looking through at the different menus and stuff that you have on screen definitely shows it's way more extensive than I had originally thought.
Oh yeah, this is, I don't know why. Why are they doing this? I still don't get it. But
That's just what media molecule. Oh God, I can't say it. That's what those dudes do over there. That's all they got.
They need to change their studio name to those dudes.
the monocle me, cool.
Fuck their name, dude.
Minimal.
How dare they?
How dare they do that to my mouth?
Yeah. I did not want that. They forced that upon me.
Oh my God, in your mouth too. So, is that all you
But
want?
I agree. I'm excited to see what creations come out of this because I know there's plenty of creative people that are going to jump on it and make some cool shit out of it.
100%. I mean, there's.
And you mentioned that, yes, this would be a lot better on PC, but I think they're trying to appeal to a group of the market that doesn't have that access, or doesn't have a powerful enough PC to do this, or even have a PC that can do this.
I totally
we
get
have
that.
a great opportunity here.
I just wish, like, this is the kind of thing where you would release a PC version of it, and then have the person on PC be able to do things like connect the levels together. You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly kind of the feature that's going to be missing here, because you're using it on a platform like this that isn't. I can't open up File Explorer on my PS4 and save something to another thing. Like I have to do it its way, and that limits the tools. I think hypothetically, I don't know if you can do these things, which is cool because there's no reason for you not to be able to, technically. So
You're right.
We will
It'll
see.
be very, very interesting. It's early access. We're still learning. Maybe by the time early access, quote unquote's out, there'll be a giant text manual you could download.
They're great.
Someone's working on it.
Yeah,
There's always someone.
Bring back the game facts days.
Yeah. Maybe they'll make one. It'd be like 6 years later.
Reddit is the new game facts.
Oh,
And also the better version of Instagram.
you're a weird person. Anyway, we got. This is when Delphox subscribed. That's funny. Anywho, want to talk about Katana Zero? I don't have footage of it.
What's that?
What's that?
What?
Tell me what Katana Zero is.
Oh my god! But I just talked for like 2 hours.
I know. I could talk about Katana Zero for a little bit.
Yeah.
I haven't played it, so I can't really say much about it. I'm very interested in playing it.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah. So Katana Zero came out on Thursday, and this is a game I've been excited for. When I saw it earlier this year, heavily advertised at GDQ, I wanted to play it. It looked like fast-paced Messenger, and set in like a entirely different futuristic setting. So I was like, okay, I'm on board. And then I heard that it wasn't coming to Switch, and I was like, man, that would be a perfect platform for me to play it on because I love playing my indie games on my Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And then they announced at the last Indies Direct that it was coming to Switch, and so I was like, boom, day one. And that's what it was. Day one, I bought it. I haven't beat it yet, but I have played what I feel like is quite a bit of time, so I think I can talk about it adequately.
So I've also played a fair amount of the game. Think I'm a couple missions from the end, probably. And I don't think I need to play anymore to like tell you this is a really good game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't need to beat the final boss to tell you to recommend it.
Yeah, it's good already.
Yeah. So I guess it's it reminds me, and not original thought. It reminds me of Hotline Miami, where it's a one hit, one kill type of thing. You get throwing objects that you throw around the environment. It's just that game, but what if it was a side-scrolling thing and you always had a sword? That's kind of what this game is. I really like its setup in terms of this is the level and I gotta slash and throw nonsense my way through it. But they kind of, I don't know, it's a little loose around, like, trying to think. Now, it's just looking at Dreams is distracting.
Stop watching the Dreams.
So I love the whole setup. I think it doesn't exactly work sometimes. Sometimes it feels like because you can also slow down time and you can dodge roll. And sometimes these levels will be really difficult and it's like a puzzle, a little dance with bullets and knives and things and swords.
Yeah.
And then it'll either be the next one like kill that guy, run, move to the next thing. It doesn't, and that's not I don't think the fault of the game. I just think some strategies with it are so OP that if you just accidentally figure it out, it completely loses the kind of puzzle design in some instances that Hotline Miami had, where there was more different ways to do it, but you had to know I go through that way, and then I turn to the left, and I grab that and do this, and it was involved. In this game, it feels less involved because it's really like one sword attack, then the next sword attack, and then you're done with the room. Like you can kind of jump around and get to it. You know what? Yeah. What is this making any sense? I feel.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen gameplay. So
it doesn't make sense to me because I've never played Hotline.
Oh. So. You really should play Hotline Miami.
Someday, maybe when it comes to Switch.
I think it.
It was on Twitch Prime for free. That's how I got it.
But it reminds me a
Sell
lot of that game if it was just a side-scrolling action game, but it never can commit to, like, if it's oh, my train of thought is all over the place.
Right.
I really do like the game. It feels rough around the edges.
Do you think the difficulty is as high as Hotline Miami, or do you think it's
I think
a little
it's
bit
easier.
It seems easier to me.
Yeah, it's
When I was playing Katana Zero, initially I thought it was a difficult game, and I told Ben that there's parts of it that are difficult to me.
yeah.
But then
there
I was
are.
thinking about it. I was playing more. It's not difficult. It's challenging, and
Yeah.
and that's what I like. I was going to compare it to kind of like Messenger meets N plus. That's what the game was
Oh.
reminding me of.
Mm.
Because you go through each level so quickly, and when you die, you're instantly back at the beginning, and it's the same kind of thing. But in N plus, you're a ninja, but you don't have a sword. But that's what it made me. Dodging the bullets, getting from point A to B, learning either the best way to do it, or sometimes you just get lucky and beat the level. And I've definitely done that plenty of times.
Yeah.
But I like the setting a lot. I like the story and the little world building as you go
Yeah.
through each chapter of the game.
Hmm.
It's really cool to see. And
It's
I have questions, and I hope that it answers it at the end.
yeah. There's a lot there. That's true. That's a very interesting fantasy world, and there's a lot of lore. I guess fantasy's not the right word.
Right.
A dystopian future world.
Mm.
It's a
Do you guys like
fantasy.
the story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that it's kind of the way it utilizes text and boxes and how it interacts with the game is really cool. Because
yeah.
you have choices with word boxes, like choices for dialogue,
Hmm.
and it's an interesting concept because you can choose through your choices to just skip to the end, or you can branch out and learn the lore of the world through different questions. And so there's this little bar, and there's a red point at the beginning, and if you answer the question or whatever within that red point, it'll just move on to the next key point. But then if you let it go, you'll get more options to explore the lore, listen to this person talk, or learn something new. And that's a really interesting concept.
Yeah. I love the framing of the game with the different kind of 10 days remain is how the game starts. I like the framework of that, the framework of, oh, we're going to have a little scene at the beginning. You're going to go see your psychiatrist, and then you're going to move on, kill some dudes, and then it kind of repeats. And then it will, as it goes further, it starts breaking that cycle in a really fun way that kind of played with your expectations of what a level is
yeah.
going to be. And in terms of some of these have different, I don't want to spoil anything because there are some things that come out of left field and moments in this, but it does challenge kind of the construct of its own framework in a fun way. If that makes any sense? Ow.
I think so.
I think so.
I think that makes sense.
I don't know if anything makes sense anymore, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Sometimes the
why.
controls annoy me
Yeah.
with some of the sliding, because I'm sliding, and when you do the slow motion, you're in slow motion, but then I'll either hit a bullet on accident or
yeah.
jump into one of those laser lines that instantly kills you. And
Yeah.
it was if I wasn't sliding, the controls sometimes are too touchy.
I feel like they are a
don't
little
know.
imprecise sometimes where I want to jump off of whatever and hit a guy down below me, and I'm diagonally moving left too far in a weird way that I feel like I should be better at. And there's also instances where I'm on the stairs and I'm trying to hit up, and Katana Man just hits to the side. I'm like,
Katana Man.
you're on a stair. You should just be sliding for. I don't know, but it's not enough to be God, I died so many times because I'm an idiot and can't
Right.
press a button. It does. It's that's kind of that unevenness I was talking about earlier. It just has a little lack of polish with the controls sometimes.
Yeah. Just a little bit. And like you said, it's not overbearing enough to really dock it.
Yeah, but you do
Yeah,
notice
a lot
it.
to, you shouldn't play this. Yeah, you do. There's definitely parts where you do, and
Yeah.
parts where I get frustrated because of it. Because there's a part with like 2 lasers, like in this like corridor, and you have to jump between them and up. And every time I was like, I'd get through it, whether I slew down time or dodge roll or whatever, and I would slide into the other one. And I'm
Yeah.
like trying to figure out the best way to like walk, and there is no walk. It's either run, dash, or slow mo.
It's like really slow or run. I had a moment like that in the level I just did where I had to dash through one of those, but the dash animation hit me into the next laser, so I had to do it a certain distance away, otherwise I'd just die, and this killed the whole flow of this stupid lasers. Mean lasers.
Yeah, those lasers sometimes are a bitch.
But
But
yeah,
it's fun. I'm glad I bought it. I'm enjoying it for $15. So.
$15 is a pretty cool price for a very unique kind of indie.
And I like a lot of the levels. There's a level at the beginning, near the beginning of like an EDM concert stage.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of deal. And I like the little at the beginning of each main story chapter. I guess you like put a tape in, and it says like tape inserted, and it plays a song, and it shows like down the corner what it is, and I really like it.
Yeah, that framework.
Little things that are different that make it fun.
Yeah, I think we'll probably revisit this a little bit next week when we're both finished with the game. Probably it doesn't seem like it's super long.
Whoa! You think I can finish a game in a week?
I hope so.
Yeah,
it's
it
Days
doesn't-
Gone.
It's not. Oh fuck!
Days Gone eats you, and then you can't finish the game. What now? Oh, exactly. Funny boy.
Oh,
Funny boy.
Funny boy.
Yeah, funny boy.
How interested are you in that game, Joel?
Very. It was
Right.
one of the games from the Nindies that I was looking forward to. So
Yeah.
I just gotta wait. I've got too many games to play right now that it's just like I wouldn't appreciate it as much if I started playing it right now.
Yeah, there's still just so much to catch up with. It's already come out, and then next week has even more stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot.
It's a lot this year. It's, I think there was a lot of hubbub about last year, but this year also really good. Also a solid year. And you'll know that based upon the Metacritic prediction game.
Oh.
Oh,
I played that.
music.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to get better music, though.
I like that song.
It was pretty good? No, it was bad.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
Cut it
More
out.
bass.
I'm definitely not editing any of this, unfortunately. So, every week we take a guess at what the Metacritic score will be for upcoming games. Usually this is games coming out week to week, and shockingly, we have an interesting enough game every week. Although sometimes it's Quest for the Golden Duck, which does not have a review.
Ever. It
Ever.
will never have one. Nobody will ever play that game.
The same as with Boobs vs. Zombies, which I feel like someone should review.
Someone would play.
Like, please.
I thought you were gonna get it.
I'm not eligible to put my review on it.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so last week we made predictions besides the shitty ones that will never get answers. On the first game being Katana Zero, I said 83, Logan said 86, Joel said 89, and Tyler appears out of nowhere and says 81. Now, it is an 82 on PC and an 84 on Switch.
Oh wow.
But
So 80.
the point being, I still would have won either way because I said 83. So I win that one.
Yeah.
Fooled you.
Rigged.
Rigged. Yeah, well. I am the one getting the data, so maybe. Then that World War Z game came out, which I'm not sure how that happened in this year. But
You know. Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, World War Z is now the property that's appearing out of nowhere.
It is
Five-
weird. especially
5 years after the movie?
2-3 years after the movie.
Yeah.
Well, it was also just rough to release that game after the Walking Dead one that just fucking did
Yeah.
awful.
And then the week before, another big zombie game. Yeah. Well,
yeah,
they're not zombies, they're freakers.
Yeah, they're alive. They're alive. They're not.
They're
not
they're freakers. They're not zombies.
zombies.
Well, definitely. What if they at the end of the game it's just a horde of people? Now we cured them, but they're still like a horde.
Yeah,
They still
the
behave as
worst.
one.
that would make sense.
This is worse. So we also predicted the scores for that game, which does not exist. World War Z. I said 65.
Really?
What?
What?
It does exist.
There's no score?
No, I got the score.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You
there's a
worded
score right
that
here.
very weirdly.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought like a score didn't exist. I was like,
Oh no!
I reviewed
the
this enough to get a score.
hypothetical zombie game with a bunch of humans that are now zombies.
Oh.
That game doesn't exist.
Okay.
This game does.
Yeah.
Anyway, this was another one that was a split. So it has a 63 on PS4 and a 76 on PC.
Weird.
Just go down the middle,
It's quite
like
a gap.
71. That will give it to Joel.
Only if I win.
No,
Damn
it'll
it.
give it to Joel. You would have lost either way. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's okay.
As I update the secret score that only I know the answer to.
Yeah, change the scores and then tell us what they are.
It's really true. I should be telling you this whole time because I could just be. Sometimes I probably forgot to even update it, to be honest with you. Anyway, also Days Gone, which does not have reviews yet. So we have the predictions for that. Do you want to change them, perhaps? As we get closer?
No, they're set in
No.
stone, bro. They're set in
Okay.
stone.
Yeah.
All right. So
Too
you want to
late.
do guess two? No.
Guess two.
Guess two.
Is that the new Sony console?
Uh huh. Definitely. They're like gonna screw it up like Xbox and name it something stupid. But the other game I like to play, my favorite game with the Metacritic reviews, to be honest. Well, no, I like the other one because I don't really have the. Anyway, this game's fun because I get to torture you guys with reviews that make no sense for games that are, by and large, good. This week, I picked all good games. And you have to pick between these three: The Messenger, Hotline Miami, or Katana Zero.
All right.
And I don't. You know, the game just works how it works. You have to figure it out. There are rules, and sometimes I just don't know the rules. It could be either of these three games. That's what it is. I pulled the reviews from. You know, there's a screw list today. Just to know. Just.
What's happening?
I don't know. Things are happening. It's about to get all spirally on the screen, so we got to get through this real quick. Anyway, I picked a bunch of user reviews. These are user reviews. You have to pick the game that is of the user review. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Perfect. This is not. It's not in sync. Oh, I know the audio's. Yeah, I know. That's been a problem for a while. I think it's Twitch's fault. We're just gonna blame them. Anyway, The Messenger, Hotline Miami,
Do Twitch.
or Katana Zero. First review. And this will go to Joel. Now, you're gonna have to keep track and help me out here. Because it's gonna get messy. That's what's happening here. I'm gonna start with the easy one. It's got the Kill Bill style bloody weaponized mass murder expertly merged with the very up close personal drug fueled ultra violence from A Clockwork Orange. Figure that out.
Katana Zero.
Hotline.
It is Hotline Miami, yes. Logan, you get a point.
Woo!
Can I get a recount?
You get a recount.
One for me.
I mean, it's possible I'll just forget to give you points later. I don't know. Is that how that works? Logan, this is your review. Oh, I forgot to give the score. This is a 10. Has been absolutely incredible. The story is very intriguing and does not leave you a moment of respite, making you want to continue and keep playing. An indie masterpiece. Look at how vague that is.
Messenger.
It's just the vaguest review. It could be about any game in existence.
It's about Messenger.
Messenger. Okay, Joel.
Katana Zero.
It is Hotline Miami. You both lose.
Sticking to your guns.
Ah.
I quit.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, me too. The next review is a 10. This is for Joel. Maybe I could do it that way, where I give you a bunch of them at random, and you're the only one who guesses, if that makes sense. Would that change it? Like, this is the question for you?
No.
I'll think up on
I like
that.
what we're doing.
All right, we'll think up on that. Let's not change the rules right now. Good idea. Overall, easily the best game I've ever played for years. Everything's top notch. Can't wait for blank 2.
Huh. Hotline Miami.
I made these real hard.
One more time.
One more time. Overall, easily the best game I've played for years. Everything's top notch.
Okay.
Can't wait for blank 2.
Messenger.
It is The Messenger.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Joel,
doing real good there.
you gotta pick it up. You gotta pick it up.
Doing real good. I don't know how I feel about it.
All right, Logan, you be up next. This is a 4. Some good ideas and a pretty cool pixel graphic style are ruined by the bad controls. You fight more with the controls than with the enemies. The way your character has to act is convoluted and often makes you die just because you made a move you didn't intend to do. As a result, it's very unpleasant to play.
Yikes.
I'm
Told
going to say
you.
Katana Zero just because we talked about the controls earlier.
And Hotline
I think
Miami
they
was
might
notorious for bad controls also.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hotline Miami.
It was.
Uh-oh.
Katana Zero, you should not have fallen. That was not meant to be a trap.
Fucking debated me, you bastard.
You got trapped anyway, you fool. You damn fool.
Is there a mercy ruling on this game?
No Overwatch.
There should be on Dreams where it is just a giant mess over there, blocks
Yeah.
flying around. This is Joel's, I believe. Maybe. Who knows?
I believe.
Yes.
You know, this review is really long. It's too long. I can't really understand the point of gaming culture where unoriginality, copycats, faux sequels, and simply poor design get praised so much. Enough of the nostalgia hype bubble. This game, again, is generic as 100 other games on Steam. Do programmers make the same game maker tool or something? Psst.
Yikes.
That's the best part of it.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm gonna say The Messenger.
I also say Messenger.
It is The Messenger. That's a pretty good guess, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just sounded like someone was angry about it being nostalgic.
You can't have this thing that's fun for you. Destroy.
Why do people like this game? They're idiots.
Stupid.
Basically what it sounded like.
Yeah. Those dummies. Okay, this one will trip you up, maybe. This is for Logan. This is a 10 review. Indie Game of the Year for the win. I don't know. That's a little bit much. Great music soundtrack, brilliantine, gritty gameplay, engaging story, an original concept, indifferently worth all your monies.
Oh my gosh.
That just goes places.
That took me places. That is Hotline Miami.
Messenger.
It is
Hotline Messenger.
Hotline Miami.
All
Yeah,
right.
you fucking destroyed me.
This is my night, boys.
I know you were doing bad
Get
for a couple
out.
weeks, and now taking
Yeah.
over.
No, what?
These were just so similar that it's hard to tell.
That yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I might have made it too hard.
That's by design.
That's by design. It's supposed to not be fun. Let's do
It's not supposed to be fun.
let's do one more, just for fun, just to see if you can beat him even further into the ground.
All right.
Jesus.
This is a 9. A little game with good game, art and sound design. They just phrased it weird. Retro
Yeah, that is
feeling
weird.
is unique, and killing methods are brutal. Rude. Fast-paced, ruthless, and colorful. Highly recommended.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I think
Oh.
so. Yes. Sorry.
Oh fuck, dude.
It's your
that
turn to
fucking
lose.
sucked. I'm gonna go with Katana Zero.
Me too.
It is the messenger. Doesn't matter, Logan. You
Damn
still
it, that was my
win.
first instinct too, but it's been letting me down this whole time. God damn it.
That's you gotta trust not your instincts. Do the opposite.
No, I gotta trust my instincts. I doubted them, and then I went with
Oh, you doubted them.
Messenger.
They're your instincts. Oh boy,
All right.
that's no good. That's just no good at all. I wanted to ask Logan, how do you care about the PS5 details?
Yeah, how do you care?
How do I care?
Or do you? How do you? How do you fall on the issue of the details of that? Whatever.
What is the issue?
What it like? Do you like it? Do you believe it? Because we talked at length about this. That'll be the Game Fanatics podcast this week.
Uh-huh.
Kind of how much of this is believable stuff I can trust, and just a weird way to hype it in a way to sell things, kind of way.
I believe it.
I don't like your answers. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all.
I believe they have a vision in mind and they're doing everything they can to hit it. I think that the reason they brought this out was because Microsoft's coming up real quick on announcing that their next console, and they want a foot in the door before them. Because if they're not going to be at E3, they want to get this out there. And so, they just want to get those little tidbits out. We want fast SSDs. We want backwards compatibility. We want powerful AMD processors and doing things that other things are not going to be doing the same way as we. And I think that this was probably the best way it was going to happen. Let's have a meeting with a bunch of people, invite a bunch of people out, and then let them go talk about it. Let them spill the beans and see how it goes. See what the response is.
This certainly is an interesting experiment to just arbitrarily do this.
And then light a fire under those making the PS5 to get on it and make sure it is what it is going to be.
Let's hope so. I mean, that's the right first step with the backwards compatibility, I think, that shows they're paying attention a little.
Mm-hmm. And that they mentioned that, they want to do something more with the cloud system as well.
Mm-hmm.
Will we see a PlayStation Game Pass at some point? Who knows? Probably.
Let's hope so.
That'd be cool.
I would like that quite a bit. Is there anything else? There's kind of not. Besides that, there wasn't really a big news week.
Yeah.
Did you play anything else interesting, maybe? No.
No.
All right. I don't know what's happening. It's best to just exit while we still can, while everyone's still alive, and while you watch my dreams get crushed down in the side. And that's Connie. I think she's already died by this point. But this is like...
What does she remind me of? She reminds me of something.
It's a cone. Snipper clips.
Oh, I thought the little fluffy thing was Connie.
No, but Connie. She looks like Snipper Clips. Anyway, it's like if Snipper Clips was 3D. This has been Ben's OP Game Show. I'm just gonna end it now. I cannot with the shenanigans any further. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. Pacific Time, twitch.tv/GameFanatics. We'll be here, hopefully more cogent. No. Next time. And
No.
Days Gone. Are we getting Days Gone? Is anything happening with this?
I had put in a request for it. I haven't heard back.
You're not getting
a follow-up, but no.
Yeah. The review copies already went out.
Yeah, well, it's possible, but I doubt it.
Oh, hey, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for the reviews to come out and see if I will pick it up.
Yeah. Well, on Thursday when Avengers comes out, you'll get your review.
Is it that night or is it that day?
Same
That day.
weekend. Oh, yeah, same day. Yeah. Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah, the reviews go live the day before.
the
And
day
I'm sure it's
before.
going to be like that 9 a.m. time
Yeah,
like
okay.
it always is. So,
I'm hoping. High hopes for your Days Gone. Highest hopes. Highest hopes? Nah.
yep. Fingers crossed.
Yep. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Merry Christmas. And a happy... Pick a holiday. I don't pick a holiday every time.
Easter.
Oh, shit, it is Easter.